We're looking at 20 changes GTA Online needs, and it starts right meow. GTA wants to improve car culture. That's great news for somebody like me. We're going to look at ways they can do that and a couple other things that they can do to make this game great. First off, I want to see a speed shop. Benny's is great. It's an awesome addition, but what about this? Carroll from Midnight Club Los Angeles. I want Carroll in the game. There's so many different ways that you can add him, and he's exactly what we need. We don't have a racer. We don't really have a shop owner that we can race against, anything like that. That's Carroll, and I would love to see Carroll right here, right next to Benny's. There are a ton of open shops. It could be a part of Benny's, just an expansion, and Hollywood Auto, there it is, Carroll's shop. Make it happen, GTA.
Tell me what you want.
Now, Benny's is awesome, and visual customization has been really good for the most part on a lot of the cars they've released recently. There are a few exceptions, but the one thing that they haven't really kept up with, in my opinion, is performance. We haven't seen new performance parts maybe since the game was released. We need a Turbo 2 upgrade. Turbo tuning number 2. Make the car faster, better top speed, a little bit better acceleration, be a ton of fun, and we'd get a little bit of a bump in performance from some of these cars that have been around for a long time. Also, suspension upgrades. I think we can do different suspension upgrades. How about a drag racing suspension upgrade? That would be pretty awesome, and what you could do with it is maybe tub out the back, meaning get big old drag slicks on the back of your car. Make the handling horrible if you have that suspension upgrade, but increase the acceleration a bit, make it fly off the line. A lot of people like to drag race, and I think that could be a ton of fun. We're still talking suspension, and I want lift kits. We need lift kits. One of the best things to do in GTA is just get away and go take one of these big trucks off-road. If you could do that with more options, like the Sadler, the Bison, stuff like that, have better customization options there, it would be a lot of fun. I think it would kind of open this up to more people, and you would see it a lot more often. There is one more suspension upgrade that we need to have available for all cars, and that is a drift suspension upgrade. So many cars could be so much fun. There'd be so much diversity if you had all these different suspension upgrades, and the drift upgrade would be no different. Make everything just drive like you're in the rain. Slide around like the Nebula Turbo and something completely weird like the Tesseract. It would be a ton of fun. Drifting's big in this game, and they need to make that happen. We need to Futoize some cars. Back in the day, I don't know, this was probably like 8 years ago by now, but they took the Futo, the Prairie, I think the Penumbra, some of the other cars. No, maybe it was just those three. Anyways, they took them and they gave them better customization options in the regular Los Santos custom shop. You didn't have to buy a Benny's upgrade, anything like that, but it made the Futo even better than it already was, and now this is still one of the better cars in the game to date. So we need to do that with some of the other cars, bring them up to speed. Now we gotta talk about griefers. It's hard to have car culture if you have people running around blowing everything up, so how do you control them? Well, there's a couple different ways, but what I would like to do is see these guys right here have insurance fines increase significantly, 10% of the car's value. The first time one of these guys has to pay $200 million, well, that would suck, $200,000 to replace your Emirates, he's probably not gonna do it again, and they don't like being called griefers, so we'll just say it as it is. They're assholes.
What the dude?
Maybe you're a griefer and you're offended by what I just said. Well, that's okay. I don't really care, because to me, griefers, nobody loves them, but whatever. Let's move on to a different idea. How about a racing-only lobby? This is something that you kind of use like they have in Need for Speed Heat. You have different lobbies with different purposes. Well, give us a public racing lobby option where it's only people in cars, weapons are disabled. You want to build car culture? That's a great way to get it done. And how about offices? Offices are great. I spent a lot of money on my office. It looks really good. I like coming to my office until I get right about here, and then what the is all of this? Well, we have a lot of garbage all over the floor, and I'm not 15 years old anymore. I don't really think that having cash everywhere is cool. We can clean up stuff in the casino. Why can't we do it here? And why isn't all my cash in the safe? What's going on with that? I got money. I want to look at my view and enjoy the office, but I can't. And another weird thing with all the different kinds of businesses that there are in GTA Online, there's some pretty illegal stuff that gets wired directly into your account when you sell it. Well, why with my two legitimate businesses, my arcade and my nightclub, do I have to physically go and open a safe to collect a very small amount of money every couple of in-game days? It just doesn't make sense. This is something that really needs to change, and I hope they do that as a quality of life update. This has been going on for too long, Rockstar, too long. We need to have beach houses and mansions. I don't care what your excuse is anymore. It's been 8 years. Give us this view. I want this to be what I see every time I log into GTA Online. I know I'm not alone on that. People would spend a lot of money. We also need more garage space. And here's a solution. This is my bike garage. Well, look at all this empty space where I can't park anything. Expand some of these garages. Like, why can't I fit 3 bikes right here? That doesn't make sense. Why can't I fit 3 bikes over here? Just expand the garages and give us more options. Still talking about things that just need to happen. Drifting is one of those things. We need some cars, some new cars that can drift well, and drift events. And I'll make this one pretty easy. Just put a system in there that lets the people score who are playing. There you go. You don't even have to automate it or anything. Just let the people score it that are there in the event. I think it'd be a ton of fun. It's a way to get a little more involved with it too and learn more about drifting for people who don't know. It needs to happen. And we need drag racing. We have it, kind of. You have to make it really funky and weird. We need an official way to drag race. I've tested all the cars for quarter mile, half mile, and standing mile times in a really weird way. I would love to just have a quarter mile drag strip in the game. Bring a bunch of people, run it however you want to run it, but we really need to have drag races. It's one of the more popular activities among car people in the game today. Here's one that real car people will agree with. We need clean races. What? Well, you can join a crew to do that. Yeah, you can. But what if there was a race type to go along with contact and non-contact called clean? And you get time penalties for initiating contact, going off track, all that fun stuff. I think it would be a lot of fun. Racing in GTA is good, and there's not enough of it that happens because you always run into that one who's going to follow you right to the finish line and take you out. This solves that problem. And if I almost lost you there and you're angry with me, well, we also need a street racing type that has cops chasing you. What? That'd be pretty cool, right? I don't know why they don't incorporate police cars in real, I guess, what do they call them, land races, but it's about time they start. Have a street race type race where, you know, cops aren't too thrilled about you running through the streets at 130 miles an hour. Maybe they're going to get a little angry and start chasing you. It needs to be in the game. Tournaments need to finally happen. This option's been in here for about a year and they haven't done anything with it, or at least nobody's invited me because nobody likes me, which is a possibility, but that needs to happen in this update. We also need, this is Midnight Club again. I love this game if you can't tell. We need NPC racers. What? Yeah, that's weird, right? We need NPC racers though. Midnight Club is probably the best racing game in the history of racing games, in my opinion. It's absolutely incredible, and it's still good. I still play it to this day. One of the big reasons is because of the NPC racers, and half the time in GTA you can't find people to race with you. When you win a race, they kick you out anyways. Let's solve that problem by giving us some decent NPC racers. And while I'm ranting about NPCs, NPCs have been driving the same cars for 8 years. Come on now, Rockstar. 8 years, that's a long time. We need to update the cars that are on the road a little bit. Maybe sprinkle in a new car every once in a while. I know you don't want to give people free stuff that's good, but maybe you could help out the new players since this game's been around for 8 years and there's guys like me who spent like $1 billion in-game. Let them take a regular Coquette or a Feltzer into their own garage. Don't make them pay for it. One of the biggest things I want are improvements to the race creator, and specifically an increase in props you can use. This is my test track. You've seen it if you watch my videos, and it's perfect for the length. I could do everything that I want, but if you look at a big track like my super speedway, you run out of props really fast. My grandstands aren't completed. I was able to do a couple of things that I wanted to, like a very basic infield track, put a pit wall in there, but that's about it. And when you look at this is a track that I'm building right now. I want it to be massive with like 5 different layouts, banked corners. I'm already running like I think it's 77 props, and I've barely gotten started. So I want more options, more things that we can create with, but also more prop limit. Please, please, please. And the last thing, we need cross-console play. Need for Speed Heat does it. A lot of games are starting to do it. You're a big Rockstar. I know you can handle it too. Give us some cross-console play. It'd be a lot of fun. We could share our creations with more people, just build a better car community in general. There you go. 20 improvements we need in GTA Online in 11 minutes and some change. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you mad because I called you a griefer or an asshole, or is there something that I've missed in this list that you really want to see? Do you think I'm an idiot? Nobody wants these? Let me know. I love talking to people in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this and share with your friends. Helps me out a ton. I want to build the best car community in GTA, and I need your help to do it.